Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Today's lesson is going to be about what practically to do in the middle of the night when you can't sleep. So it's going to involve what we do with our mouth and memory and meditations and music. But I couldn't help and couldn't get past this beautiful imagery in Psalm 63, which talks about being in the shadow of your wings. So we're going to use today our spiritual imagination to image ourselves, using our imagination, in a place where He desires us to be, which is in the shadow of your wings. We're going to start in Psalm 63. I'm going to start in verse 1. Oh God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faints for you as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. So here's the ironical thing is that if to be a Christian is to long every day, and to be a Christian is to seek and thirst and faint for God. We are created to crave. So to be a non-Christian is to long for Him for sure, to try to fill that God-shaped hole in our hearts. But what Psalm 63 is saying is that to be a Christian is to get some of God for sure, but also continue to long for more of Him. So to be a Christian is to forever long for more of Him until we get all of Him in heaven. So to get some of God is to want more of God, and to be in a relationship with Him is to thirst for more relationship with Him. So to find God is to to keep on fainting for God. Okay, verse 2 of Psalm 63. So I have looked upon you in the sanctuary, beholding your power and glory, because your steadfast love is better than life. My lips will praise you, and so I will bless you as long as I live. In your name I will lift up my hands. So let me emphasize something we emphasized yesterday, which is your steadfast love is better than life. So David here does a re-evaluation of the worth of a relationship with God, and he assesses it as more valuable than life itself. And in a sense, David does this math problem, and he says, I would trade my life for this. So many throughout history have actually traded their lives for it. We call them martyrs. So this assurity from the past is the foundation upon which we confidently go forward into the future. All right, verse 5. This is the good stuff for today. My soul will be satisfied as with fat and rich food, and my mouth will praise you with joyful lips. When I remember you upon my bed and meditate on you in the watches of the night, for you have been my help, and in the shadow of your wings I sing for joy. My soul clings to you, your right hand upholds me. So this podcast today kind of started with what to do in the middle of the night. So perhaps David was aging and he had lost the bloom of youth, and one of those things is the blessing of uninterrupted sleep. And so this is a practical thing of what to do in the watches of the night. What were the watches? They were periods of time. One was from 8 p.m. to midnight to 4 to 8. And have you ever woke up in one of those watches and saying, I didn't mean to get up now, but here, I'm awake now, I'm up. What am I supposed to do now? Well, Psalm 63 gives you a strategy on what to do when you cannot sleep. And he asks us to meditate on you in the watches of the night. So remember you where? Well, he's on his bed, so he's trying, the sleep has been interrupted here clearly. And remember you when? In these watches, in the dark hours of the night. And remember what of you? So he's asking, David is asking himself, hey, let's go back and remember where I have been with you, reciting this history of where I've been. So reciting those previous help you deal and hope for the future helps. So the kindness and the faithfulness of God's historical walk with you predicts the kindness and faithfulness of God's future walk with you. So his character hasn't changed from the past you to the future you. All right, so how are we supposed to remember God in the watches of the night on our bed? So, with my mouth I will praise you, with lips, joyful lips. So he's saying, get your mouth involved. Then the second thing he says is, get your mind involved. I will remember you. Get your mind engaged. Get your memory going here. And then meditate on this. Turn this over, ponder it. So speak the past to yourself and recite those previous truths. And then he even says, get your music engaged. I will sing for joy. But the one I really want to emphasize today was your imagination, which is to put yourself in the shadow of his wings. In the shadow of your wings. Here's what the Lord is giving permission for us to do in Psalm 63. He is telling us that it is appropriate for us to think of ourselves as baby birds, 100% dependent upon God the protector, Papa Bird. So this God the protector has his wings over us, and we are enshadowed under those wings. It's an image that's also carried in Psalm 17, the one we're not doing today, but verse 8 confirms that we are the apple of his eye, hidden in the shadow of your wings. So here are the implications. We're small, but he's mighty. He covers us and protects us. So I love the practicality with your mind, mouth, memory, meditation, and music, but also with your imagination. My soul clings to you, for your right hand upholds me, so that you can use that one as I hold on to you as you hold on to me. But my favorite is verse 7. For you have been my help, and in the shadow of your wings I will sing for joy. So in the shadow of your wings, I can do all these correct activities with my mind and mouth and memory, but most importantly, with my imagination. So may the Lord grow our spiritual gift of imagining so that we can find ourselves in the shadow of your wings. So let's use our spiritual imagination to put ourselves right where God wants us, which is in the shadow of his wings. Thanks for listening.